Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another .spicer10 YouTube video, and today we'll be looking at the limited edition new exclusive, which is the 15th Doctor's electronic TARDIS toy. That includes the new interior, which is saying the 15th Doctor. Well, technically the 14th and 15th, but looking at the box, there's a window showing the TARDIS in its box. On the back, it gives you the bio and description of like how the Doctor became in touch with the TARDIS and how the TARDIS has like become a thing. On the bottom, we have a lot of legal stuffs. On the top, we do have the BBC Doctor Who logo with the character on online.co.uk. Now, with this being the limited edition run, this is only one of those sets where it's released in B&M, so it's a UK source only. So for those over the overseas who would like to get this, good luck, because these things are literally going to be higher than anticipated in price. Speaking of which, £20 this thing costed. £20. And the usual standard of TARDISes becoming with electronics at least would be a little bit more higher, but no, I was shocked to hear that it was 20 quid. So it came home with me. But yeah, so it comes with lights and sounds. It obviously works with the other TARDISes and other scaled things for this 5-inch scaled. So yeah, and also on the side here, it does say the 15th Doctor's electronic vehicle. Why is it called vehicle? I do not know. It's a machine, not a vehicle, but you know, with lights and sound effects. Now, when I first saw this, I was gonna get my hopes up high just a wee bit. Yeah, it's not gonna be the same case. It's basically just the 13th Doctor's TARDIS, with the new interior card slapped in and a darker paint job, basically. But we're going to take a look at it, because I've not got the 13th Doctor's one, but I've got the 15th, and we can at least take a look at the 15th. So I'll be back in a mo. So here it is, out of the box out of the box. So I don't understand why a character has to put these things underneath the cardboard. I mean, it's already in there, and I hate that the fact they keep having to put this plastic stuff all the way around just to keep the door shut. I mean, they could have put tape across it for all I know, but no, they'd rather just go the weird way of doing things. Speaking of box, inside the box does come the 13th Doctor interior card. I was watching a review about this, and I was thinking, hold on, there isn't no way they would actually do that. But no, it's legit. It's in the box, and there you go. So if you've got the 13th Doctor's TARDIS and you've bought the 14th, well, 15th, you could technically put this inside, or you can put it in the 15th Doctor's TARDIS to get the interior. Obviously, I won't be doing that with this one. In fact, I do have a 13th Doctor figure that I could stand in front of this, but I think I'm going to leave this in the box, unfolded. But if I do in time get another one of these, I could have a 14th and 15th. Well, 13 and 15. So many teens. But yeah, it does come with the interior card. And speaking of interior, there's no... Well, there's one of the sounds for you. This is the TARDIS landing, if you don't know. Well, everybody knows. So as I was trying to say, the only light there is the lantern. There's no interior light, there's no window lights, there's no signage light, and that's a bit something that I find a bit annoying. In fact, here's one for prime example. I'm actually gonna... There's the 10th Doctor's. It's a bit hard to see in this light, but if I just turn that off, and that off, there you go. You can see there, like if I have, there's no interior light on the newer one, but the door does open pretty far. For those who are wondering if the pull to open sign's operable, it is not, which is a bit of a shame. So, but never mind. It does come with the interior card, which is actually just placed in, so it does come out, and you could put the 13th interior in. So they didn't stick it down, so it does wiggle about in there, where the older models are actually stuck down. Because I know, because I had this thing apart to fix it. So if I just close that, press the button down there, you pull the TARDIS up, it's on the button. Which is actually a blue LED, whereas the original is the white. I'm going to turn this off. But yeah, so now this is, of course, it is electronic, but it only has 2 sounds, which is fair enough, I guess. But I do miss the time where they had the feature of the spindle on the bottom, like, you know, you could do that. Obviously, there isn't a spindle on the bottom of this one. I'm just saying, for example, like this one, you could actually spin it. Right, I'm going to turn this off. It's going to get too repetitive. But yeah, so it is slimmer. So there's the tenant box, and there's the Gatwa box. You can immediately tell it's a lot slimmer, a lot shorter. It's got these indentations going across, showing like the dents where the posts are. It's hard to describe it. The signage across the top is actually just a sticker. There's nothing really special to them. The signage there is a sticker. The windows look pretty good. Frosted. If I just show you the frosted windows. So it's a slight representation of like a very classic S box, really. And on the back you've got your battery compartment and your speaker holes. The only thing that's different in the TARDIS scales, it's basically just a classic box with slight modifications and a brand new lantern. So, well, it's not really brand new. I guess it's been used on the 13th. But it is still a nice toy, I guess, or a collectible, as you want to call it. I do have the mini version of this. Obviously, it's non-electronic. It's like a die-cast thing, which I've yet to review. I've still got a bunch of other Who stuff to review. I've just not had time for. But this being, since it come out recently, I thought slap it onto YouTube real quick, because I kind of wanted to get it out of the box and not ruin the moment. But yeah, so that's all I can really say about that. There's not really much to say with it. I mean, you can take, I've not actually tried it, but I'm going to, I don't know if I can do it, because you're supposed to be able to interchange these, I think. I'm not too sure how this thing works, but it does move about, so they've not glued it in or anything, so, I mean, you can't even get your hand into, I'm trying to I'm trying to get it to show you the full interior card without it being a bit too. Yeah, it's not going to come out. So if I did put the 13th interior card in, I'm going to have issues trying to get it back out. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave the new one in. And speaking of which, there it is. It's a shame there's no interior lighting, because I think with the interior light, it would set it off a bit more, and obviously with the windows glowing and everything else like that. I just wish character had, gone back to like the original flight control ways instead of it being non-electric. Well, it's better than not being non-electronic, but just being able to do two basic things is a bit of a, you know. So yeah, and that's the stopper there to keep the door shut, which I know some people have had problems in the past with other TARDIS models of the doors not sitting properly, but this one, the doors are sitting very well, so there's no, the doors are going to stay as doors, so, yeah. So, yeah. Now, I will say where they got the shot of the TARDIS interior is a bit more closed in than further away, like on the actual TARDIS. So not too much of a nitpick, just the fact that the angle's slightly wrong, that's all. I mean, guessing from where that photo was angled from, it looks like it's from the side and not the front. Could be wrong. I know that the interior's a bit more, you've got more of like it goes in further type of look than being straight there. Like, I mean, you look at the 10th Doctor's compared, the 15th interior just feels a bit too up front, but that's just me. Whereas the 10th one does feel like it's going further in than what's in that one, but not too bad. I mean, they both do the same thing, apart from one's more, you can control what it does, and you have the option to spin the TARDIS. I mean, you could still spin the TARDIS, but there's no spindle on the bottom. I mean, you just place your, I guess where that CE logo is where the very centre of the box is. So if you had your finger right on the CE logo, you could get like that spindle effect. But yeah, these are just painted on, and if my memory serves me right, the original 13th exterior was actually a depression into the mould rather than just being painted on. So yeah, it's not got any waxy texture or anything like that. I have no models to have done that where they've come out in a waxy way and it just feels weird. Whereas this one just doesn't have that, so that's good. It's just a bit of a shame that these are just stickers and not actual exterior lighting or anything like that. And yeah, that's all I can really say about this. There's not really much to talk about on the TARDIS. There's not really much, but it does come with the interior card for the 13th, which I'm not going to put into this unless I did have another one, but it'll be fine, because I didn't expect these to be out in B&M. In fact, these were actually put out before the announcement from Character popped up, because I literally got this a couple of days before Character announced, oh look, new TARDIS set in B&M, grab it now. So yeah, it's a shame that they don't put these online as well, because there'll be people out there who'd like to get one if they haven't got one. I know this is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of, the fact that some things are more limited to the UK than it is in other places who would like to get stuff like this. So if you're one of those people, I feel your struggles, don't worry. But I would suggest keep your eye out on eBay and all that and see if you can get it from there. But if you live in the UK, B&M, 20 quid. Not to be sniffed at. If you haven't got one already, I'd recommend you pick it up, because it's something we've not had for a while is another TARDIS. And if you had two of this, you could definitely recreate the shot from The Giggle. So yeah. Now, what makes me laugh is the fact that this says this is the 15th Doctor's TARDIS. I know it's a little nitpick, but where's the jukebox? Where's the jukebox character? So, yeah. Because usually in it around about over there somewhere. I don't know. But yeah. That's that. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this, and I hope to see you guys in the next time I do a video. I know it's been a while, and I do apologise for that. There's a lot of stuff going on. Speaking of TARDISes, if you haven't seen my TARDIS build project, please feel free to check that out. I do have a playlist of the full build series. Still working on it. I've not done anything to it for a hot while, but that's for another video. But anyways, guys, leave a like, subscribe. Don't forget to check out my social media, such as Instagram and TikTok. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Alonzey, Alonzo.